A garden called home. Winter is arriving. The air has turned clear and cold, and the trees have lost their leaves. White snow is falling in sticky bunches. The snowflakes fizz and dissolve when I catch them on my tongue. Mama doesn't like winter. She spends the whole season wrapped up in a big quilted jacket, making steaming pots of congee and taking care of her houseplants. She never wants to go outside. Mama was born in a country where green trees grow from every hillside. The summers there are hot and humid, and the winters are filled with warm rain. But I've never seen it. I only know it from her bedtime stories. This winter, Mama tells me, one night, I'm taking you to visit my sister. I imagine Mama's homeland as I drift off to sleep. When it's finally time to go home on our trip, we load our suitcases with t-shirts and light shoes, umbrellas, and sunscreen. Mama tells me I won't need my winter coat. The plane ride is long. Even though it takes all night, we don't sleep much. When we arrive, the air feels thick and heavy, nothing like the cold winter I know back home. My t-shirt sticks on my back, and my hair gets all frizzy. Auntie meets up outside the airport. They hug for a long time. We take taxi to Auntie's house on the edge of the city. The ferns and flowers flutter in the breeze. The buildings are so tall, they disappear into the clouds. On the horizon, green mountains stretch as far as I can see. There isn't any snow here. No wonder Mama doesn't like winter. Every day is busy and filled with family visits. I've never heard Mama talk so much. But when we have time to ourselves, Mama and I go on lots of walks. One afternoon, we go hiking. The hills are steep and my feet ache. But Mama scrambles up the trail and even faster than me. She points to trees, bushes, flowers, and birds, smiling the biggest smile I have ever seen. We reach a clearing and Mama stops for a rest. Do you see the steam? She asks. It's because we're walking on the Ascent volcano. The trees only grow on one side of the hill, where their soil is warm and cozy and they can shelter from the cold wind. The next day, Mama takes me to my uncle's small farm in the flatlands. She crouches down and shows me the vegetables she used to eat as a child. Shudu captures nutrients from the air to make the soil healthy for other plants. Digwa ye crawl along the ground and protect the soil. Eho makes delicious sweet dumplings, but here on the farm it keeps mosquitoes away. I repeat the names in Mandarin as she points to each one. On the last day of our trip, Mama takes me to a lookout in the high mountains. Do you see those pine trees? Mama pointed to the steep mountainside. Their tough roots help the mountain stay steady when there are earthquakes or landslides. The plants and the land support one another. Isn't it wondrous? I had never thought about the tree roots before, or the mountains would need help to stay strong. Would need help staying strong. It's time for us to fly home again. We hug our family and say goodbye. Mama's smile disappears. I wish we had more time to explore together. Back home, Mama waters her house plants. She wears big quilted jacket but never goes outside. So I spend my days learning by myself. I ride my big bicycle to the library and take all the books they have about plants. I draw all the different leaves and learn how to tell each tree apart. I learned that some trees need the cold winter so they can rest before flowering in spring. I stuff my pocket with pine cones, each one a different shape than the other. I scan the trees to spot birds as they shelter, and I listen closely for their songs. I like the chickadees called the best. Chickadee-dee-dee. I explore the forest each weekend. I learn how fungi grow huge webs underground that helps the maple trees stay healthy. The trees use the webs to send each other messages, nutrients, and water. I learn how nutcracker birds rely on whitebark pines for food in winter, and that they scatter seeds for the trees in return. I learned that some trees need forest fires to grow. The heat helps open the thick shells of seeds they have waited years to sprout. Then they can take root, growing green in the ashes. I want to tell Mama all about it, the way she taught me, so I invite her for a walk. This is the serviceberry tree. Its seeds need the cold winter to sprout. I say to Mama, when old trees die, tasty morels can grow on their logs and stumps. I point to the tuft of hardy bunch grass glistening with frost. Do you see that grass, Mama? It sends its roots deep into the soil, making the earth stronger. I show Mama that nature here can be wondrous too. Looking out at the snow-covered forest, she begins to smile. This spring, Mama and I are planting a garden. We're planting Aha, the mugwort Mama showed me on our trip, and scallions and cabbages to cook with. We're making neat rows for all the vegetables and scattering flower seeds willy-nilly on the edges.